sometimes I like to find small communities of places and things, and one of those happens to be it's right behind me right here. Probably one of the only, or at least one of the few Armenian apostolic churches. Doesn't really look like one. Does look a bit more modern, but it is Armenian. Out here in some of the outskirts of Portland, you have a Khachkar right there, a stone cross, some Armenian flags, the Artsakh flag. Very small community, I would have to say. Just wanted to point that out. Obviously, seeking it out just because familial roots. I was like, I wonder, what is the Armenian population out in Portland? Because usually, when you think of Armenians in the United States, you think like Glendale, you think Los Angeles, right? Portland, kind of an interesting spot. Not really the first place I would think of to find Armenians, but they're out here, apparently. Not in Portland proper, a little bit on the outside. But it is kind of interesting to see this Armenian church out here. It doesn't really look like an Armenian church. It looks like some church you would find in Middle America. It is closed, so we can't go inside. But very interesting. Small little courtyard. Obviously, we saw the Armenian flags. We saw the Khachkar right outside. And I'm saying it in the widest way possible, just so that way people can somewhat understand what I'm trying to say. But pretty interesting little small piece of, familiarity in this part of America, way up north. Now, obviously, the next step from here, probably hang around the Portland area maybe a little bit. Maybe we'll just go straight up to our destination of the day. We are planning, and by we I mean me, because I'm the only one here, on the way up, heading to probably Olympia. If we can make it there in time, get to the Capitol, maybe get a challenge coin. Who knows? Maybe they'll be open and they'll be nicer than the people that were down in Salem. But we're going to at least try to do that. And if you're along with me along the journey, that's awesome. Hopefully we'll have connection along the way. We'll be taking the 5 all the way up. So we might drop every now and then while we're driving along the road. Might not be too much to see because, it is just a major interstate. And who knows, maybe a deer might jump out at some point. I can't predict that. But what I can say is that we are heading to Washington today, as per the name of the stream. To Washington. What other place will we be heading? I don't know, but that's just what we have so far. And hopefully for the people who will be watching, won't get chat banned this time. I'm still having trouble with Kick and their chats, but at least through Twitch, at least through YouTube, you should be able to reach out and message from there. Hopefully you guys were able to see Tillamook yesterday. I know I had to redo some of that, but yeah, we're out here. We're still in the Portland area, and we are going to be making our way up to the Washington parts in probably a few, maybe like in the next 30 minutes or so. Probably rest somewhere, hang around, and then eventually, I'll time it to see what time it'll take for us to get to our final destination. We're going to have plenty of sun, so it doesn't matter. Sun sets around here like around 9 o'clock, so we should be okay in terms of daylight, so long as we leave by, I don't know, like 6. So, yeah, everything should be good. And then, of course, as we go further north, it's going to take longer and longer. Probably not too long, maybe like 10, 15 minutes extra of sunlight when we get to that point. But we are going to be going to Washington today. And I wanted to start the stream with, you can barely see right behind me, what is, well, not that part right there, but more towards this side of one of the only Armenian churches in Portland, way out here. Got to see the name of it, small community. I think I looked it up yesterday. It said that there's probably only like in the entire state of Oregon, around 4,000, 5,000 Armenians in the area, compared to places like California, where there's so many. Like, it's so hard to, not find one. At least towards Southern California, maybe parts of Central California, like where Fresno is. But yeah, there's a community out here, and they have a church out here. Of course they would, and it looks a bit more like what you would find in like a more modern Protestant style church, rather than the old classic style Armenian Apostolic churches. And this is an Armenian Apostolic church. Per the sign, it did say Armenian Apostolic Church on there, so that is their denomination. Yeah, pretty awesome. At least I would probably say. I don't know. And yeah, we'll be making our way up to Washington soon, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to kill the camera feed for right now as I hook everything up and try and find a spot that we can chillax at, maybe like a nice park, as I figure out how long it's going to take for us to get to our next destination. So I'll be right back. Do a nice video shot.
This is where the autumn foliage is. Dude, this is...
The one, the soda?
Dude, it's like the same as the thing we had.
Oh.
It's like a milder version of that.
Yeah, I know.
We're trying to conserve energy.
It's time to eat to death.
This tower was erected by concerned families and friends to console the souls of these victims.
So we're leaving the Armenian church. We're not going to be heading to no damn park, so we're going to instead a Costco. Why? Because why not? Costco's cool. We already got gas from another Costco, but just to chill out in an area where there's probably more people. OregonArmenianChurch.com registered trademark. Wow, I guess they trademarked their website, I guess. Church right next to what looks to be a Mexican restaurant and some houses. Kind of interesting location to have an Armenian church, but what can you do, right? Got to build where you can, where you settle your peoples. And once you congregate, the next thing that you have to do is build a church. Am I right? Surprised with the amount of Mexican food that there is up in these parts of Oregon. This is like the uncharted territories. So the fact that there's like tons and tons and tons of Mexican restaurants out in these parts, and then you just have a random Armenian church in the middle of it all, kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Slowly make our way to Costco. Again, have to shout out the homies Dan and Miriam. You guys were super awesome for allowing me to stay at your place. Got to play with the dogs, got to play with the cat. Disc golf, never played disc golf in my life. You guys are enlightening. And very nice, and very sweet, and very welcoming. So again, many thank yous. I don't know if you'll ever see this video, but many thanks for allowing me to stay at your place while I continue to travel north here on the western side of the country for as long as we can. You know, budgets are always budgets, am I right? Come up to Costco today. I don't know if we'll be eating anything. I want to make sure that while we do our drive that we're okay. You know, I did have breakfast at the hotel that I was at, and you know, typical continental breakfasts, whatever. They probably like pre-made potatoes, like egg batter, whatever they would do with the eggs and whatnot. And then, you know, your waffles, your typical waffle machine, which is really cool. They had I've never seen it before, but it was like a mixed batter type of thing where you could have either just regular waffles or you could have a chocolate waffle. Or I didn't really taste the chocolate much. I mixed between the two. Maybe I wasn't supposed to do that. Or maybe it's just a brown waffle. It makes it look like it's nice and toasted and they call it chocolate. Who knows? I don't. Didn't taste like it to me. Of course, the eggs didn't really taste like eggs. And that's what happens when you get powdered eggs. So hopefully there was a little bit of protein in there for me. And then the only other thing were potatoes. But what can you do? And this looks like a very busy Costco. So we'll just pull up. Probably won't do too much. Just want to hang around. Don't really want to go up too early to Washington just yet. I do want to make sure that when I do get to that area that I'm not going at a point where, like, you know, I mean, if I do get there when they close, when the offices close, everybody is deciding. I guess it's super busy on a Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday noon, 12 o'clock. Everybody is at Costco today. I don't know if there was a holiday out here in Oregon, but apparently everybody wants to be at Costco right now. Strange, would have thought. I guess we can park right here, since this space is open. And we'll just chill here for a bit. Maybe I'll get a pizza, who knows. Yeah. So, if there's anybody out there who wants to talk, you're more than welcome to talk. Again, if you're on Kick, and you're watching me on Kick, I do apologize. For some reason, I can't see the Kick chat. Still working on it. I'm asking around. I'm asking the team that's associated with this app if they know anything about why Kick chat doesn't seem to appear. But if you are on Kick and you're watching me on Kick, you're more than welcome to follow me on Kick. That is just another platform that I use. Head over to me on Twitch. I'm under the same name on Twitch, EntreauB. I should be able to see the chats using that one. And if not, and you're having problems there, then you can follow me on YouTube as well. YouTube is under a different name, but if you go to my Twitch account, my YouTube account is connected to my Twitch account, so you can find me on all three platforms. And then you can talk to me on YouTube, you can talk to me on Twitch. And I believe I've reduced the amount of stuff that would ban you on on Twitch. So hopefully no more timeouts for spamming and all that stuff, and emotes and certain words that I did not put in but were automated by my Streamlabs or Stream Elements or whatever it is. But yeah, we'll chill here for a bit. Maybe we'll chill for like another 5 minutes, assess the time. Maybe I will go get a slice of pizza. It's like $3. What's $3, right? I can find $3 and change in this car if I really needed to. And then go from there, and then we'll probably hit the road shortly after that. So, but I won't show you of me eating a pizza at Costco. So, if y'all are in the chat, you're more than welcome to say anything and say hello. You know, if you're watching from home and for some reason you don't like using the Twitch chat or the YouTube chat, you can always text me. I will more than likely see it. But yeah, we're out here just chilling at Costco. Fueled up, got to see an Armenian church. Of all the things we got to see an Armenian church out here, it's pretty interesting. You know, it looks like it's been there for a while because the flags were a bit faded. They had an American flag. They had a an Armenian flag. They had an Artsakh flag. But yeah, there is an Armenian community out here in Portland. It looks like it's on the... If you look at a map of Portland, it's on the eastern side of the map, like southeastern side. Or like if I really had to orient it, east-southeast of Portland proper. And then once we're done here, then we'll move right on to our next destination, which is us heading up to Washington. And that's going to be super exciting because we're going to be going to places like Olympic Park. We're going to be probably checking out Mount Rainier and then the Cascades as well. And we'll be doing some very interesting side quests that involves us going to Canada. So that'll be fun, right? And I wish I could play music, but it's just going to ban the entire video. Because it does get boring sometimes when driving. You don't really listen to anything along the way. But I don't want to have my entire video muted. Just simply because I want to play something that beats the silence. So, having the chat open, being able to talk about certain topics, having the phone up there, it's always nice. But it's a bit tough to talk about certain topics. I want to try... When I get to a destination, like a place to stay after exploring the city and whatnot, coming back to the room and then maybe doing a couple hours in the room, we can talk about things. I could pull things up on like the laptop and stuff like that, or stream them from my computer at home. But yeah, I'm chilling out for right now. 12:08 as the current time, as we have a very nice sunny day today. Some clouds in the sky, so I'm hoping that it stays clear. I don't think we're gonna have any issues with a tsunami warning out here. I know that with the earthquake that happened in Russia and affected a couple of places, especially along the entire west coast, which is kind of funny because the first time that I was in Washington, I was in the Seattle area, and there was an earthquake somewhere. I think it was in Japan, and we had a tsunami warning while I was in Seattle. This was back in like 2022 or something like that. So very interesting how I'm basically back in this area 3 years later somewhat, and there's another tsunami warning. I guess we just can't escape it. Like the moment that I leave California, for some reason there's always like tsunamis or things happening here and there. Like when I was in Reno, I was reading the news that there was an earthquake or something along those lines in the Washington area, and some of like the epicenter stuff was in Mount Rainier. And just because we call things mount or a mountain of some sorts does not necessarily mean that it is a mountain. It could be a volcano, and Mount Rainier is a volcano, and it is an active one, even though it has not erupted in some time. And its chances of erupting tend to be on the lower end because of, constant activity back in the day. It's an older structure, to put it lightly. So its chances of erupting are on the lower end, especially because we're not the mountain itself, the volcano itself, isn't on like a hot zone in a way. But every now and then there are rumbles that have an epicenter right in the middle of the volcano of Mount Rainier. And it just so happened that last Saturday, it happened, or it was Friday, something along those lines, that it could have been more beyond that, but within recent news, within the last couple of weeks or so, that it started rumbling. And they said don't worry about it, like it tends to rumble every now and then. They don't think it's going to explode. Wouldn't that be interesting, getting into the Seattle area and then watching Mount Rainier blow its cap off? But we don't really think about it that way, right? Oh, volcanoes. We think of volcanoes like in tropical areas of some sort. Like Hawaii has Kilauea, and then Indonesia has Krakatoa, and all these like super massive volcanoes that just spew out lava on these tropical island nations. That's usually what we think of. Or then there's Vesuvius, where it completely wiped out Pompeii in Italy. And we don't really think of volcanoes in this part of the United States and mainland United States, but where we are situated, with parts of California, Oregon, Washington, going all the way up to even as far as Alaska with the Aleutian Islands, we are all part of what's called the Ring of Fire, where it's just huge fault lines going all around these sections from western United States as far as to even Japan, where these volcanoes erupt, where these monolithic rock structures just jut out because of these fault lines subducting into one another or colliding into one another. And this shifting is what causes all these volcanoes to appear in pretty much this entire area. So whatever is within those fault lines of this Ring of Fire creates these volcanoes and causes these things to erupt. Whereas if you're more on other sides of the fault lines, so middle United States, eastern side of the United States, you don't really have volcanoes on those sides. Maybe millions of years ago, some of those the Appalachian Mountains could have been volcanoes, but those things have long gone. Like, they're barely even mountains at this point. But over here we have tons and huge, gigantic mountain ranges and active volcanoes, from as high as Alaska to as low as parts of Mexico, and as far east as Japan and Indonesia and the Philippines, and even smack dab in the middle with Hawaii. And because of that, there's tons and tons of movement within the Earth. And then you end up with things like with what just recently happened in Russia, where on the far eastern side, the Siberian side of Russia, and a part very close to the Alaskan Aleutian Islands, had a ginormous earthquake, an 8.8 on the Richter scale, which is atrociously massive. Definitely more than anything that I've felt. Probably the most that I've felt is maybe like a 4 down in California. And when it happens in the middle of the water, what happens? You're going to end up with tsunamis, and that's how we ended up with tsunami warnings. I was getting emails and text messages all about evacuation notices back in LA, and I'm like, I'm not in LA anymore. What are you talking about? And then I look at my phone, and then I start getting warnings about out here in the Oregon area, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is interesting. Has it happened? It happened probably closer to the nighttime, so like probably 12 hours ago, I believe. So definitely not an issue. I think a lot of the stuff has been lifted, even though the navigation told me on my phone with an estimated time of what it's going to take for us to get to our rest for the day, that there could be traffic changes because of the advisories going on. But I don't think that's going to be a thing. I think, given their estimations, that we're probably well past that. So I think we'll be okay for the time being. I don't think we're going to have any issues with tsunamis at all. And I don't think we're going to have any issues with Rainier as well. So we'll be able to see Rainier. Hopefully we won't run into any mountain lions or cougars or bears or whatnot, because I also did read when I was in Reno that unfortunately, there was this little girl that got snatched by a mountain lion. Thankfully, she was okay. Nothing bad happened. But it is a scary moment when you're walking on a very popular path and you're walking with your mom, and then a mountain lion just grabs you from behind. And then I also read as well, and one of the places that we went to was for Yosemite. Unfortunately, somebody passed away as a tree branch fell on them. So, damn. If only I was under that tree. No, I kid. But, hopefully everything is okay. We're looking like we're pretty much at like the 20-ish minute mark with what we have with the camera so far. I'm just going to go in briefly, probably get a pizza, maybe something to drink, use the restroom. And then from there, we'll be hitting the road as we make our way north towards Washington. So I will catch you guys maybe in the next 30 minutes. I'll be back. I'll let you guys know, obviously, when the camera comes back on. So check back in 30 minutes. If it still says that I am disconnected, just wait maybe another 5 more minutes, and then I'll be right back on. But I'll try to be back by, it's 12:16 right now, so we'll try to be back by 12:45. Depending on how long it's going to take for us to get one slice of pizza. So I'll catch you guys in a bit.
This is where the autumn foliage is.
The one, the soda?
Dude, it's like the same as the thing we had.
Oh.
It's like a milder version of that.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the plant conserve conserve energy.
It's time to eat to death.
Studies coordination. This tower was erected by concerned families and friends to console the souls of these victims.
Do a nice video shot.
Es alquilar una camioneta.
Brick is this is where the autumn foliage is. What's that?
The one, the soda?
Dude, it's like the same as the thing we had.
Oh.
It's like a milder version of that one. And a dinner party.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to plan to conserve energy.
It's time to eat to death.
Studies coordination. This tower was erected by concerned families and friends to console the souls of these victims.
Do a nice video shot.
alquilar una camiseta.
Rick this is where the autumn foliage is.
Dude, this is
What's that?
The one, the soda?
Dude, it's like the same as the thing we had.
Oh.
It's like a milder version of that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to plan to conserve energy.
It's time to eat to document.
Chinese coordination. This tower was erected by concerned families and friends to console the souls of these victims.
Do a nice video shot.
Algo que nos comentaba antes es que claro, no hay que si mismo simplemente venir a ver el lago es alquilar una camiseta.
Rick this is where the autumn foliage is.
Dude, this is
What's that?
The one, the soda?
Dude, it's like the same as the thing we had.
Oh.
It's like a milder version of that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to plan to conserve energy.
It's time to eat to document.
Chinese coordination. This tower was erected by concerned families and friends to console the souls of these victims.
Do a nice video shot.
Algo que hemos comentado antes es que claro, Morey era gratis el turismo, simplemente venir a ver el lago es alquilar una camiseta.
Remember, because this is where the autumn foliage is. What's that?
The one, the soda?
Dude, it's like the same as the thing we had.
Oh.
It's like a milder version of that one.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to conserve energy.
It's time to eat to death one.
Chinese coronation. This tower was erected by concerned families and friends to console the souls of these victims.
Do a nice video shot.
Algo que hemos comentado antes es que claro, Morey era gratis el turismo, simplemente venir a ver el lago es alquilar una camiseta.
Remember, because this is where the autumn foliage is. What's that?
The one, the soda?
Dude, it's like the same as the thing we had.
Oh.
It's like a milder version of that one.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to conserve energy.
It's time to eat to death one.
Chinese coronation. This tower was erected by concerned families and friends to console the souls of these victims.
Do a nice video shot.
Algo que hemos comentado antes es que claro, podéis era gratis la tienda, simplemente venir a ver el lago, es alquilar una camiseta.
Remember, because this is where the autumn foliage is. What's that?
The one, the soda?
Dude, it's like the same as the thing we had.
Oh.
It's like a milder version of that.
Yeah, I know.
Trying to conserve energy.
It sounds like introduction.
Chinese coronation. This tower was erected by concerned families and friends to console the souls of these victims.
Do a nice video shot.
Algo que hemos comentado antes es que claro, podéis era gratis la tienda, simplemente venir a ver el lago, es alquilar una camiseta.
Remember, because this is where the autumn foliage is. What's that?
The one, the soda?
Dude, it's like the same as the thing we had.
Oh.
It's like a milder version of that.
Yeah, I know.
Trying to conserve energy.
It sounds like introduction.
Chinese coronation. This tower was erected by concerned families and friends to console the souls of these victims.
Do a nice video shot.
Algo que hemos comentado antes es que algo podéis era gratis, simplemente venir a ver el lago, es alquilar una camioneta.
Because this is where the autumn foliage is.
This is
Is that
The one, the soda?
Dude, it's like the same as the thing we had.
Oh.
It's like a milder version of that.
Yeah, I know.
Trying to conserve energy.
This sounds like introduction.
Studies coordination. This tower was erected by concerned families and friends to console the souls of these victims.
Do a nice video shot.
Algo que hemos comentado antes es que algo podéis era gratis, simplemente venir a ver el lago, es alquilar una camioneta.
because this is where the autumn foliage is.
This is
Is that
The one, the soda?
Dude, it's like the same as the thing we had.
Oh.
It's like a milder version of that.
What a great sound to remind you guys that I'm back. And people standing behind the car as I'm about to back up as we are getting out of this joint, leaving Portland. I did not end up getting food at this Costco. I just used the restroom. Why? Because most of their food was out of stock. So I guess it was a divine sign to not have anything. Even though it would have only cost me like, I don't know, like maybe $3 at most. It's $1.99 for a pizza. 50 cents for a soda, but a lot of their stuff was out of stock. Their soda cups were out of stock. Even some of their pizzas were out of stock. It said so on their kiosks. I asked up front. They didn't have anything. So, whoopee, I saved $3. Doesn't matter. That just means we get to go on the road a little bit early. You walk around, see what's inside. Very interesting, very different compared to other Costco's that I've been to. You're not going to move forward, then I will. We're gassed up. Had a little bit of breakfast this morning. We're moving out. Moving up towards Washington. So we'll see if we'll have connection as we go through. Hopefully along the 5 it won't be too bad. Excuse me. As we're going to cross through downtown Portland area, going into Vancouver, Washington. I don't know what the deal is with turns on reds here. The street laws are very strange out in these parts. You see a red arrow. Typically a red arrow means you can't turn on red, at least in California. But over here, people don't really care. Do as the locals do, right? They turn on red arrows. Well, then you turn on red arrows. But if it's just you that has a red arrow, do you turn? Question begs simply because if everyone else is doing it, then you go ahead and do it with them, right? But I have a California plate, so if they see me doing that as a Californian, well, maybe the cop will stop me. I don't know. Hopefully that won't be an issue in Washington as we start making our way up north for them. So at this point, if you're still in the chat, you're watching as we make our way further north, welcome. As we're now hitting the freeway, we're making our way towards the capital of Seattle for today, since it's on our way as we go up through Washington till we get to our final destination where we'll be resting. Probably walk around the small town, see what's there, see what's available. Enjoy ourselves a little bit. Ooh, those are big chunks of tire just in the middle of the road. Thank God we have eyes. Control, turn the speed up, have the car automatically do what it needs to do. We'll be solid. We'll just be watching the road for any obstacles, animals that'll come by. The car should be able to do the rest. Thankfully so. So anybody that's in the chat right now, you're welcome to talk. I'm here. We will probably occasionally hit low bit rates. That seems pretty much the standard as we travel through on our way from Portland to Seattle-ish area. We're not going to be in Seattle just yet. That's probably going to be over the next couple of days. where we will be there. We'll probably be doing mostly walking around in the Seattle area because we're going to be in the downtown. So, and there's going to be one place that I have to go to, just because I have to. And we'll see how far it is, if I have to drive or walk. But yeah, be in the Seattle area. We probably won't be eating all that much. When we get there, it does tend to get expensive up in those parts. If anything, it'll probably have to be super, super cheap foods, except for this one location that we have to go to because their biscuits and gravy are insane. Hennessy butter. Oh my god. We'll be enjoying ourselves. Yeah, I'm here. If you guys are in chat, you're more than welcome to, you know, say whatever you want, talk about whatever you want. Again, if you're on Kick, you're watching me on Kick, you can follow me on Kick. That'll always help. I'm still trying to figure out how to get the Kick chat to appear on the screen. Not really working at the moment, so if you want to say something, I'm not going to be able to see it on Kick. You can find me on Twitch. Twitch has the same name, same profile picture. Find me on there. You can follow me on there as well, and you can send your messages there. If you're having trouble on Twitch trying to send me any messages of any sort and whatnot, well, then you can find me on YouTube as well. So hopefully everything will be okay. Just had to send a brief voice message as we cruise through the Portland area, going through some pretty nice parts of town. Nothing too crazy going on as we started our day. We left the hotel, checked out of the hotel, checked out this Armenian church in the area. It was pretty interesting to see that there's a population of Armenians out here. Again, I think the Oregon census said somewhere around 4,000 to 5,000 Armenians in the entirety of Oregon. And it looks like a good amount of them might be congregated here in the Portland area, which makes sense. Portland being, I believe, the most populated city in the entirety of the state. Again, not a lot of states have their capitals be the most populated city in the entire state. I mean, for example, Oregon here, Salem being the capital, not really that populated compared to other places like Eugene and Portland. California is the same, though it is populated. There is more people in Los Angeles and San Diego than there are people in Sacramento. Same with Carson City, with those who are living in probably the Vegas area and surrounding neighborhoods. Maybe Reno as well. Reno does have a bit of a population. But there are states that do have their capitals being heavily populated, if not the most populated. Nashville being one of those, Nashville, Tennessee, as the capital. And then depending on how many people even live in your state, because, you know, ratios are a thing. So Providence, Rhode Island, though it is the capital of Rhode Island and is the most populated, Rhode Island is a very small state, and just happens to be that way. When it comes to Washington, the capital being Olympia, not Seattle, Olympia, a very small town. we'll probably be able to see something along the river. You know, maybe we'll get a good river shot wherever the Capitol is situated. Navigation is set to go to Capitol Hill once we get into town, and then after that we will be going to our next destination, where we will be staying nearby the northern end of Olympic National Park. Cars. I'm going a bit slow over here. Had to close out a couple of annoying things coming up, you know, spam calls and whatnot. Kind of interrupts the stream a little bit. We're all good. We're paying attention to the road. We're really getting a nice look of everything that's going on at the moment. Poor BMW off on the side. Looks like they probably having some car issues. That's too bad. That's too bad. You could be in a Subaru. You know, it might be the lesbian car. But when it comes with four-wheel drive standard, when it comes with a high end so that way you can go off-roading if you absolutely needed to, when it has navigation and satellite radio and automated driving systems to where you can automatically stay in lane without really needing to touch the wheel occasionally, and a cruise control that can guesstimate the distance between you and the car in front of you, and you can adjust that distance depending on if you want to be further behind or closer to the car, and then the speed goes accordingly. It's kind of a good deal. It's kind of a good deal for a lesbian car. Let's be honest. Subaru ain't that bad. Much to see in front of us, just typical freeway stuff going on, you know, city stuff. There's a couple of mountain little hillsides here and there with tons of trees, but like you can pretty much see that anywhere. Nothing too crazy. It's not like the forests, it's not like the redwoods, it's not like when we were entering Lassen National Forest. So not too much going on, and just that's why I have it more focused on me than I do on the road ahead, because you're just going to see nothing but freeway overpasses and cars and like transit, pretty much gray stuff, city stuff. And why see city stuff when you can see me complaining about the city stuff instead? Isn't that more fun? It says we're going to take about, that's not long at all, an hour 40 to get to the Capitol. That's That's pretty good. That's some pretty good time. From Portland to the capital city. That's not bad at all. As predicted, we're going to be hitting some low bit rate as we cross through some parts. That's just the way how it's going to be. So every now and then you're probably going to see me buzz out a little bit. Hopefully the stream is still good. Because I know that there have been issues with me streaming while I'm driving. And I haven't gotten any reports back of anything just yet. So I guess I have to call out to other people to see if the stream is okay. So give me a second. As we're back driving through, be crossing over the river soon, and then we will be in what basically is Vancouver. Damn, that was the fastest response that I've ever seen in my life. Yo from YouTube. Is everything looking good? Gons? Able to see me perfectly fine? Looking good. That's what matters. You ain't gonna get chat bans in YouTube. I'm gonna let you know right now. That's probably your safest option. As we're crossing over the river right now, you might get a glimpse with the camera angle that I have. You wouldn't be able to if I flipped it to the front. But yeah, you ain't gonna get no chat bans in YouTube. More than likely it's Twitch. But I went on to the thing that I have that regulates a lot of that stuff, and I pretty much turned off almost every single one of those things that you would get banned for. So and like emote spamming, one-man spamming, that should be pretty much done and over with. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It did say that it saved it. But sweet, so long as the stream is looking good, that is what matters. Still in Oregon. We're almost out of here. Like, once we get to a certain point, we will be heading on over to the Washington side soon. We'll probably be over there in like about just a couple seconds as we start entering the Vancouver area of Washington. Vancouver, Washington, not Vancouver, Canada. Vancouver, Washington. We're about to cross over in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and welcome to Washington. Reconnecting on the Twitch side, that is pretty sad that it says that it's reconnecting on the Twitch side. I don't know, I guess YouTube is functioning a little bit better. I don't know what the deal is. I'll have to pull around and pull off somewhere and check that out. Probably probably have to reset the Twitch stream. Or I'll just reset the stream as a whole. But yeah, for those of you who are on YouTube and probably on Kick, welcome to Washington. We finally crossed over exit 28. Why don't we take that exit? And take this exit. We're gonna fix the stream up a little bit. Check to see if everything's all good. Sneezing over here. Crossed into Washington, got me freaking allergic. Oh man. You know you're in a good spot when you got a Jersey Mike's, you got a Five Guys, you got a Chipotle, and a Planned Parenthood. That way you can just burn all your money away at an instant notice. What is this? U.S. Coast Guard Recruitment Center? Dog. Must be a sad life if you're on the border of Washington and Portland and you have a Coast Guard Recruitment Center. And we're going to check to see what's wrong with Twitch. I'll be right back. Do a nice video shot. says we are now live. I don't know what was wrong with Twitch. Maybe it was super far behind. Hopefully it's catching up. But big boy guys, if you're there and you can hear me, hopefully everything looks good. We're hitting the waters over here. But they're useful. I'm not going to crap on them, you know. They have purpose. There's a reason why they exist, just as the Space Force exists. But everybody has their arguments about why each branch has their thing. But we'll see. Hopefully everything's looking good for Twitch. I know Twitch was having some problems. Again, I can't tell with Kick because I can't see the Kick chat. And it looked like YouTube was okay. I tried keeping the YouTube stream up. I don't know if it was able to do so separately once I shut down Twitch. Hopefully there are no issues. But I texted my boy. Let me see if everything's okay. He'll let me know. And then we'll move on from there. If only that... well... I could whip my laptop out too since I'm here. I have a little Wi-Fi going on. We'll plug that in. We'll get this up, and then when the Wi-Fi comes back up, both went black now. Okay, both went black. Hopefully everything looks okay. It does say everything is up right now, at least on the Chrome. We're gonna give it a look and see. We're gonna troubleshoot live if you guys are even able to see what's going on. Looks like I just saw that it's rebooting. Yeah, that makes sense. There's always going to be these motherfucking types of people to infiltrate the stream. And of course it looks like it froze a little bit, even though it says it's okay. See what's happening here. I'm gonna shut the